congratulations. What was your take on that game first, please?
I was very happy with our intent physically. Probably lost a lot of physicality. We had a lot of physicality sitting on the sideline, and the guys that were out there made sure that they, had plenty of purpose about what we're doing. So I was really pleased with that. And sometimes it's hard to continue that on for 80 minutes, but overall, the way the game went, I felt like we still had that same level of physicality and intent at the end of the game. So that's what pleased me the most. The boys are a bit disappointed we let a try in at the end, but at least it gives us something to learn from.
I'm impressed with some of the broken field play with some of the offloads and just how free-flowing that seemed at times.
Yeah, I'm open for that style of footy as long as we've earned the right and we work hard. And that's on the back of the physicality. It gives you the opportunity, gives you a bit more time, gives you a bit more space. And that, it was purely just on the back of the physicality. But there's plenty of that in these guys. So I don't want to coach that out of them because it's certainly a point of difference for us.
You alluded to it a minute ago, but that middle unit, President Cassell stepping up today, Ben Littlewood as well.
Yeah, it was good.
What did you make to two young forwards?
Well, it was a good opportunity to leave them there. I thought they were handling themselves really well. Prez done a really good job at the start, and he just focused on keeping it simple and carrying the ball hard and going after it. The collision part of it. But like the other guys around him laid the way. Like Keenan led from the front. Both back rowers were nice and strong. Callum carried nice and strong, and then they got off their line nice and hard. I think in the first 10 minutes. Their first 3 or 4 kicks, we forced them to kick from inside, 30-metre line. So we're pretty happy with that.
We've talked a lot this season about your spine, about Jake, Brodie, Lockie. Was a game like that today where it was seemingly so well up and just a perfect fit for them to do what they do best? Yeah,
but it was also good to see them keep that control. I don't feel like we got loose at any stage. Sometimes it might have looked a little bit, we were going across across field and sideways a little bit at the try line, but sometimes that can be hard to defend too. So I thought they were pretty good with their calmness, staying in control of the game. Maybe once or twice, we probably didn't finish in the right field position with some of their kicks, but overall, it was pretty good.
How frustrated were they with that try they conceded at the end?
Yeah, I didn't have to say anything about it because they were all already talking. We shouldn't have been camped on our try line, from a kick-off set, number one. But number two, we've got to be better than that. After a good rest period, we've had a lot of ball. We can't give up soft tries straight through our defensive line.
Injury-wise, have you come through okay? What was Harry Newman actually? What was his?
It was a knee-on-knee clash, and it started to stiffen up. So we've got a short turnaround into whole KR, so we thought just give him that last 15 minutes.
Do you think he'll be okay for that?
Yeah, yep.
Lockie Miller as well, I know he came up.
Yeah, it was same thing. It was a good opportunity to get game time into some other guys, and he had a really strong 60 minutes, so that was more just to give him a rest and look after him a bit and get some more game time in some of the other guys.
You started Andy Ackers today with Jared on the bench. What was the thinking behind that choice?
Again, just game time, mixing it up, keeping them all on their toes, to make sure that they're all, every week they want to go out there and perform well for, at their best. And, it's going to be a big 7 weeks, this last block going into the finals. We just need to make sure that everyone's ready to play and everyone's got enough game time before we start to look at what our best combination is.
Just finally from me, you got quite the reception when you went to do your Sky interview from that away end. Just how did that feel?
It's nice. It's a bit embarrassing, because it's not about me. It's more about the club and the team. But look, it's nice that the fans want me to stay. Like it's nice to be wanted. So, but I've really enjoyed my time, and I made the decision. Initially, what I thought was best for my family, I need to make sure my family was comfortable. But the club and the players and everyone here has made it very hard for me to walk away.
Congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
Was it a green card when Presley came?
Yeah.
Was he okay?
He got a fair whack there, so he wasn't faking it or anything like that. And we weren't sure we were going to put him back out there, but I thought it was a good opportunity when there wasn't anything structurally to get him to push through it. Not toughen him up because he's a tough kid, but to push through those tough times, because there might be an opportunity that happens again later on where we're not up by 60 and you can't afford to take him off. He has to stay there and get it done. So I might as well get some practice now.
There are only 3 penalties in the game, and all of them went to the opposition. Are you happy to see that sort of referee letting things flow?
Yeah, I didn't realise. Yeah, I can't remember. We didn't get a penalty, did we? No, that's all right. In a dominant performance of 60 points, and you don't get a penalty. But all that we're worried about is the penalties that we give away. Can we be in control of them? We've really improved our discipline from last year, and so we pride ourselves on that. But one of them was really silly out of red zone on the back of a kick chase. What was the other one? Tackled off the ball. I can't remember the third one. Yeah, but I'm pretty happy with that discipline.
It sets up nicely for a very big game on Thursday, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it does. But sometimes in the past you can start looking ahead too soon. I want the boys to enjoy the game, the performance tonight, and we'll crack onto it on Monday.
Do you think you could have anybody back for that potentially? Mick,
Maybe Mick, but the other guys are still probably a week or two after that. But maybe Mick. Yeah.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Brad, 2 points off the top 2 now. Is that becoming a realistic target?
Well, everyone wants to try and finish as high as they can, so we're no different to anyone else, but we've got to take it. I don't know, you just don't like hearing it, but we do got to take it a week at a time. We've got a big game this week, and it would be really nice to try and reward ourselves with a home final. So yeah, it's definitely something that we want to try and aspire to.
I know you only played them recently, but it's another yardstick test, isn't it, going into the playoffs?
Yeah, yep, and on the back of how they played last night, and on the back of our performance, I thought it was pretty professional today. We're going to have to be. That's the style of that professionalism is what's going to be needed next week.